Hi, my name is Vena. I'm originally from Rea, but I live in Nandi. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Bula, I'm John from Kornabuan, Papua. I love listening to Today FM. It rocks.
Bula, I'm Teopola.
Bula, I'm Matanisi.
We love listening to Today FM because it rocks in Ba.
Bula, my name is Tisa. I've been listening to Today FM.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
Tonight, public awareness campaign on racial tolerance. Ministry looks at ways to reduce dialysis costs. And work about to begin on New Bailey Bridge in Kasavu.
From the studios of FBC Suba, Amrita Sagar.
The Human Rights and Anti-Discrimination Commission is planning advocacy campaigns on racial tolerance. Director Ashwin Raj says this is necessary as Fiji heads towards general elections next year. Savaratambua with the report.
How does one speak about race without descending into racism? That's what the Human Rights and Anti-Discrimination Commission will be addressing in its public campaign.
The developments in the past 2 weeks actually underscores the importance of having a robust education and advocacy campaign by the Human Rights and Anti-Discrimination Commission about how to meaningfully talk about race without descending into racism, how to meaningfully talk about indigenous rights without being sort of apportioned the blame of being a racist.
Director Ashwin Raj believes the Commission needs to act quickly because politicians might use the race card to gain support from voters.
Given the fact that Fiji is on the cusp of a national elections and there'll be heightened antagonisms as people try and sort of, use identity politics to advance certain kinds of political platforms and agendas.
Raj has also highlighted the importance of reporting on race with sensitivity, considering Fiji's history, and to try and become voices of reason. Sabaratambua, FBC News.
Now, the high cost of dialysis treatment has caught the attention of Health and Medical Services Minister Rosie Akbar. Speaking at a charity event for kidney treatment, Akbar noted that many people struggle to afford treatment and this can't be allowed to continue.
Dialysis costs as much as $250 per treatment and a patient can require up to 4 sessions a week.
One of the things that caught my attention was the cost of dialysis in Fiji. And I have made a few statements. I have made my stand clear that we will see how best we can go forward to make, like you said, dialysis should not be the option, but that's the reality in the country.
The Health and Medical Services Ministry is aware of people who've lost their lives because they couldn't afford to pay for dialysis or a kidney transplant. Minister Rosie Akbar says she's trying to find a workable solution.
It's heartbreaking to know that every year in Fiji, close to 600 people develop complete kidney failure or end-stage kidney diseases. On a weekly basis, I receive calls from families who have their family members go through this. Some cannot afford dialysis costs. Some have been told that they are on the final stage.
Dr. Amresh Krishnan is a kidney specialist in Fiji, looking after hundreds of patients every year. He's now setting up Kidney Health Pacific, a charity that will promote better care for kidneys and treatment for renal failure.
But I think there's a lot of solemnness in the work that I do. And this, sorry for becoming a bit emotional about this, but there's a whole lot of glamour outside. But at the end of the day, I'm seeing the patients die. And it breaks my heart. So please help me.
Dialysis for many Fijians is the last form of treatment for kidney diseases. Edwin Nand, FBC News.
Fulton Hogan Highways has been awarded the tender to construct a Bailey Bridge at the Kasavu slip along the Kings Highway. This has been confirmed by the FRA Chief Executive John Hutchinson, with less than $500,000 to be spent on the project. Savaratambua reports.
This slip along the Kings Highway has hindered movement of people and cargo since December, but 2 months from now, a new bridge will ease the problems.
This will be a single lane bridge and will be controlled by solar-powered traffic lights.
Hutchinson says that the FRA will shortly issue instructions to Fulton Hogan Highways to commence work. The Bailey Bridge is a temporary solution but will allow better traffic flow than the Bautikina bypass, which motorists have been using.
If we have substantial continuing rain, that may impact the opening date on that. Now, it's fair to say that the rainfall that we've had since December has been significant and well in excess of normal rainfall averages, and that has had a rather significant impact on our road network.
The Baltic bypass will remain open to traffic, but with an 18-ton load limit. Trucking companies which don't adhere to this restriction will be taken to task. Sabara Tambua, FBC News.
2 people have died in separate road accidents in the last 24 hours. A 12-year-old boy died at Vurinokonoko, Navua earlier today. It's understood the victim was riding his bike towards town when he was chased by a dog and swerved onto the road. He was hit by an oncoming vehicle. Meanwhile, a 32-year-old carpenter of Atuanga Suva died following an accident along a northern road on Ovalau yesterday. The 24-year-old driver is alleged to have lost control of the vehicle, causing it to veer off the road. The vehicle tumbled and the victim was pinned underneath. After the break, Miss World enthusiasts turn up in numbers. And successful Fijian profiles a man who saved a life in 2015.
हम लोगों में रहते हैं और मिर्ची एफएम सबसे बेस्ट स्टेशन है।
हमारा नाम मेसी है, हम गोल्ड टाउन ताबुआ में रहता है और मिर्ची इज हॉट इन ताबुआ।
Hi, we Bagels. We love Mirchi FM because it's hot.
निवेश ताबुआ में रहता हूँ, सुनता है यहाँ मिर्ची एफएम is very hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Assistant Minister for Poverty Alleviation Veena Bhatnagar has presented $1,000 to a family in Navua, which lost everything in a fire towards the end of last year. The assistance is provided under the Fire Victims Relief Fund of the Department of Social Welfare. 38-year-old Ilovita Lay of Naitonitoni in Navua says her family is grateful for the assistance. Bhatnagar says house fires are a national problem and a crippling burden for low-income earners. The ministry will also work with stakeholders to try and get the family's home rebuilt. The Ministry of Health is putting a submission in next year's national budget for extra beds at all hospitals across the country. Minister for Health Rosie Akbar says all major health facilities desperately need new beds. While visiting Lotoka Hospital earlier, Akbar was made aware of the fact that there are issues of bed shortages.
And it's rather unfortunate that that incident had to happen. But our request for additional beds for Lotoka Hospital is currently with the tender board, and we are following it up so that we can furnish Lotoka Hospital with the needs that they have.
An international movement, the Global Organization of People of Indian Origin, has launched its Fiji branch. International coordinator Suman Kapoor says the organization has brought a sense of friendship and community spirit. It serves global Indian communities by taking up their issues to various governments and international agencies. Kopio has 80 branches all over the world.
We would like to work for community as a networking organization, as a support organization, to preserve our culture, language, and to have whatever we have to deal with.
Auditions for Miss World Fiji 2017 have seen an impressive turnout. Large numbers of young women have turned up, eager to take part in the competition which has grown over the years. Organizers held auditions in Nandi yesterday and have already seen an encouraging amount of young women who could represent Fiji on an international level.
It's my own inspiration. Since I'm in a young age, this is time for me to take my time to adventure, travel. So I would certainly, if I was chosen, yes, I'm happy and delighted to take part and represent this country.
The new experience. I haven't done a serious contesting like this, so I'm very excited to see what's coming ahead. Just different adventures.
Tonight in Successful Fijian, we tell the story of a Fijian who has been recognized for his bravery. Edward Rees is the recipient of the Order of Fiji and a commendation for brave conduct from Australian Governor-General Sir Peter Cosgrove. Sharon Shivan tells us more.
Successful Fijians is brought to you by the Fiji Development Bank, your partner in progress.
Edward Rees, originally from Kandavu, believes one should never think twice before helping others.
I'm a kind of person that I'm very gentle in heart, actually.
I look at things in a way that if something has to be done, it has to be done.
The 65-year-old engineer proved this with his quick action when he rescued a fellow employee at the Australian High Commission 2 years ago. On the morning of 28 April 2015, the main electrical switchboard at the commission exploded, leaving a young pregnant receptionist stranded in the building. Reese knew he had to do something.
I came out and I smelled myself. It was full of smoke and all. And then it started to hit my mind. I said, you could have died in there. But I said, well, so what? As long as we came out alive, and that's it. The Lord is looking. I'm happy that in my 65 years of life that I was able to save a life, because she just gave birth to a baby, actually. And it would be a real, real pitiful if the baby would have lost a mother or something drastically happened in the fire. But thank God that everybody came out.
He never expected rewards or recognition for his actions and feels privileged to have received the Order of Fiji. The father of 9 children is a cancer survivor and hopes his work will be encouragement for others.
If you try hard in your life, listen to your parents or your elders, you will achieve what you want in life.
Reese has worked for various organizations throughout his life and even for the 1999 elections under the Fijian Association Party. But sports is his real passion.
It's a good exercise actually, because you walk, you bend, you concentrate, your mind, it's a mind game as well as a physical game. You meet friends, you spend time with your friends, socially.
A down-to-earth man, Reese still works at the Australian High Commission in Suva. Sharin Shivan, FBC News.
Successful Fijians is brought to you by the Fiji Development Bank, your partner in progress.
After the break, Rewa striker Setereki Hughes wins Player of the Year award. And Flying Fijian spots for Fiji Warriors players, that and more coming up.
I'm Rafnil from Nekota and I love listening to Today FM.
My name is Stan Girdler and I'm from Australia, but I'm part Fijian from Watraki, and I love listening to Today FM Rocks.
For the best music and less talk, we tune into Today FM in Nasalai Village. Today FM rocks.
My name is Inai Ali and I'm from Ba, and I love the big breakfast on Today FM. I just love it and hope you love it too.
My name is Jay from Labasa. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
My name is Naushin and I'm from Sambeto, and I love Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
Silver football striker Setereki Hughes has won the 2016 Global Flight Centre Pacific Energy Footballer of the Year award. Hughes, who was a consistent performer last year, was nominated alongside Nandi's Vereti Dixon and Lambasa's Ratu Anare. Melita Vanga reports.
From the district of Suva, Setereki Hughes!
Setereki Hughes, who was part of the Fiji soccer team that featured in the 2016 Rio Olympics, says the award is a pleasant surprise.
I feel so great to winning the best player of the year, and first of all I just like to thank God. Without his help, I couldn't have won these trophies I have with me.
Rewa's Marika Rondo won the Best Coach of the Award, and his wife Paulini received the award on his behalf. Rondo is with the team in Tahiti competing in the OFC Champions League.
This morning he called and he said for me to go to the awards night. So I was thinking, why should I go? But when I was going through the email, he was one of the nominees. So I said, I'll just go, maybe receive a certificate. But little did I know it was more than a certificate, a big award, I can say.
Lautaka soccer team striker Mohamed Sazil was awarded the 2016 Most Popular Footballer of the Year with 535 votes.
Didn't expect it, but there was a feel that I'll definitely win because the love of the people, fans behind me, and support all the support from the Lotoka fans.
Basoka fan and Health Minister Rosie Akbar officiated as chief guest at the awards last night. Melitawanga, FBC Sports.
A total of 13 awards were given at the Fiji Football Association Awards night. Lotoka soccer team striker Mohamed Sazil was declared the Popular Footballer of the Year after he received most texts. The Bar soccer team, which won the 2016 Vodafone Premier League, won the Team of the Year award, while Rewa's Marika Rondo won Coach of the Year. Abdul Qadir of Lotoka won the Administrator of the Year, and Nandi's Matayasi Toma is the Junior Footballer of the Year. Rewa's Madhavan Gounder won the Fair Play of the Year, while Rohit Deo of FPC won the Best Media Personnel of the Year award. Well, the Rewa soccer team won its last game of the OFC Champions League, beating Vanuatu's Eraka Golden Star 2-1 yesterday. However, despite the win, Rewa failed to qualify for the semi-final. Telecom Fiji Warriors recorded bonus point wins as the World Rugby Pacific Challenge 2017 came to a high-scoring conclusion at the ANZ Stadium in Suva yesterday. The Warriors overcame Samoa A 48-25 to finish with a perfect record. Velitavanga reports.
The Fiji Warriors went into the final game of the round-robin competition, knowing the title was theirs unless they drew a blank against Samoa A and lost by more than 30 points. Despite the win, head coach Senirusi Serubakula was disappointed with his players' performance in the second half.
The first half was going okay for us, but in the second half there were a lot of mistakes, a lot of errors, a lot of individuality. So they just come away from how we want to play our game pattern, and so it was very disappointing in the second half how the boys played.
Captain Moses Boka, however, has saluted the players for a game well played.
A tough game, and I think we managed to fight it till the end. Sometimes we got out of concentration. They managed to come back, but we managed to win. But to the end.
Coach Seruvakula has identified some names he would be taking up to the Flying Fijians head coach John McKee to be considered for national duties. Melitawanga, FBC Sports.
QVS Old Boys Rugby Club is working hard to ensure all players are in top form and the Fiji beat Murray Sevens in the coming weekend. The team only made it as far as the quarterfinals last year and hopes to make it to the top 8 once again. Melitawanga reports.
Laced with former QVS scholars, the team hopes to overcome all odds in the tournament.
We didn't prepare well last year, and we know that we have to come fully prepared this year since all the team will come full firing, and we want our boys to be physically and mentally ready for the tournament.
Working together and sacrifice have molded the team as preparations slowly draw to an end.
I'm looking at selecting 15 players who can deliver and be consistent on the field come game day.
Epara Marubulo, who has been playing for the club for a number of years, knows it won't be a walk in the park come game day.
QVS boys are for the past months doing our preparation. It's going very well. It's tough, without pain, can achieve something.
Coach Waisake Mboturo will select his 15-man squad tomorrow. Melitawanga, FBC Sports.
A Henry Spade double has led the Brumbies to a 28-12 win over the Waratahs last night. It was no skills masterclass, rather a grueling slog that we have come to expect from Australian derbies, but Spade's 2 second-half tries were just the spark the Brumbies needed to claim the inaugural Dan Vickerman Trophy. Meanwhile, Super Rugby defending champions, the Hurricanes, have earned back-to-back victories over the Highlanders with a 41-15 bonus point win at Westpac Stadium last night. The Hurricanes outscored the Highlanders by 7 tries to 2 in the match, which opened up in the second half as there was only a 2-point difference at the break. They're also the first side to break the 200 points barrier this season. In other matches, the Lions threshed Reds 44-14, the Sharks edged the Kings 19-17, while Jaguars defeated the Cheetahs 41-14. Ireland stunned England 13-9 in their Six Nations clash in Dublin to deny their old rivals a second successive Grand Slam and end their hopes of a world record 19th successive victory. Flood and showers were experienced over the northern Vanwalebu, Thaviuni and Lao group today. Elsewhere, generally fine weather was experienced. Nandi was the warmest in the west today, peaking at 32 degrees, with most centres receiving lots of sunshine. Now similar temperatures towards the eastern division, but with periods of rain for most of the day. Up north, no major difference, warm temperatures with occasional showers. Now the marine forecast for southwest Vitilevu, southern Korosi, Yasawa waters, Vatuira and Kandavu passages, southeast winds 20 to 25 knots, rough seas, moderate southeasterly swells, poor visibility in areas of heavy showers and thunderstorms. Well, the next high tide is at 11:20 tonight, with low tide at 5:54 a.m. tomorrow. Sunrise tomorrow is at 6:13 a.m. and the sun sets at 6:22 p.m. Tomorrow's outlook is for more showers and thunderstorms over the Fiji group, so keep your umbrellas handy. And as for the further outlook, occasional showers and few thunderstorms over most places. Isolated heavy falls are expected as well. Recapping the main stories, 2 people have died in separate road accidents in the last 24 hours. Human rights body to conduct public awareness on racial tolerance. And Health and Medical Services Ministry explores ways to reduce dialysis costs. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station, Gold FM. To our poll question this week, we are asking, do you understand your tax obligations? Visit our FBC website to answer. You can also send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via our Facebook page, FBC News. Or you can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply hashtag FBC News. Until next time, good night.
Warong na Radio Fiji One.
Bulan Arango Fina, my Corviri Nandi, Autotalitaka na Warongo and a Radio Fiji One, na programa ni mas masu na mataklailai.
Oya ochone kurinambila mai bunangoru na makete hinga toka kwe Autotalitakina na Warongo na Radio Fiji One gene na domo ibiti.
Na Radio Fiji One na domo ibiti na bonga ni BNN.